The President of Mexico, Felipe Calderón, stated in 2010 that he will fight climate change by reducing greenhouse gas emissions and announced an engagement to reduce 50% by the year 2050. His proposition was to implement the generation of energy through wind farms. Nonetheless, he was concerned with two aspects, the ethical and the social. Mexico has a potential of 44,180 megawatts, but only 0.60% of the potential has been installed. Mexico has been paying 20% more for electricity than the United States. Major laws and reforms need to be made, and that the CFE has to use the cheapest form of energy. Mexico has pushed 88.7% of energy supply to come from hydrocarbon fuels. How to reduce by 50% greenhouse gas emissions? We need How? We need to look at political, legal, finance and economic, ethical and citizenship, and technological and innovation. First, political and legal. When we look at the social, decisions associated with the production and transport and the use of energy has different consequences, like, for example, how the richness is distributed, it becomes unequal. The impact on the environment, for example, the long-term evolution and the configuration of society. Fishermen are concerned with the effect the noise and the vibrations of 132 turbines will have on the fish population. Other ecologists complain that also migrating birds may be affected by the installation of wind farms. What can be done? Previous counsel with the communities and the generation of more than 10,000 jobs with the wind pipes. When we look at the economics inside the political view, we see that energy production is one of the most important economic activities in Mexico, contributing to 3% of the GDP. The country is one of the largest oil producers in the world. Mexico ranks 9th in the world for crude oil reserves and 4th in natural gas. Pemex is the largest income for the government. In Mexico, almost 7% of energy comes from renewable energy, and of that, 0.34% is only of wind and of solar energy. When we look at the energy reform, they created a fund for Mexican petroleum for stabilization and development for the public finances. The state committed to protect and safeguard the environment through sustainability criteria, to foment of clean energies and cleaner combustions, to measure and to reduce into the atmosphere that we were contaminated. They also allowed for private investment for the treatment and refinement of petroleum under contract with the CFE. With this, they can use the income for the exploitation of fossil fuels to the implementation of clean energies. In finance and economic, we know that wind energy offers lowest costs. The capacity-weighted average installed cost stood at 1,400 per kilowatts, 200 less than in 2011 and 300 less than in 2010. In 1997 with the Kyoto Protocol with the intent to reduce carbon dioxide emissions to 5% below. Now let's look at ethical and citizenship, civil and human rights. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights stated that every person on our planet has the right to a standard of living adequate for the health and well-being. Nowadays, this also includes the access to energy, because this is the driver of development. Another point of view is the social responsibility. Human pollution on our planet cannot go as it is. Humans are the ones destroying it, and they are the only ones who can save it. Energy plants have an impact on surrounding areas. They affect